News 8. This is a 95 vote update.
Hope like the next time we come down, we will declare a victory, and you'll be looking at the next mayor of Dallas. Thank you very much.
In fact, that tonight is a sure thing. History is made tonight in Dallas. Voters have voted tonight, and they have elected their first black mayor.
Let's take a look at the numbers tonight. Ron Kirk leading with 62%. Now, with 48% of the precincts reporting, but if you total up all the votes, it's about 70,000 votes, which would make it about 70% of the vote tonight. So looks like Ron Kirk is the next mayor of Dallas.
Next mayor of Dallas is standing by now with our Dave Evans. Dave.
Well, I think we have known all night long since about 7 o'clock that it was going to go this way from the absentee votes. Ron Kirk is with me now. You've heard we've declared you a winner. Basically, your reaction to that, you're still not ready to say that you have won?
Well, I still would like to see a few more numbers, but I'm ecstatic, and I appreciate the confidence that the voters of Dallas have been shown in me, and not in my wildest dreams that I believe we were going to get this concluded tonight. But it looks like we are, and I'm absolutely thrilled.
I think most folks expected to see a runoff, specifically with Domingo Garcia, probably. What has happened?
Well, I think all along, when I announced on January 23rd that people all over this city were tired of negative campaigning, they were tired of beating up on one another, I think that was somewhat reflected in this campaign. And I heard from folks all over town that they really appreciated the fact that I ran a message based on my vision and hope and dreams for the future of this city, and it looks like the voters have said yes to that.
It looks as if you will be not only the city's first minority mayor, but also the first black mayor in a major Texas city. History in the making tonight. Your reaction to that?
Well, I've always believed there's a saying that if you have to choose between making history and making sense, that you ought to make sense first. And what we did was articulate a message that made sense to the viewers of Dallas, and I believe it's time for us to go to work on those things. If I don't do what I've said I believed I could do, which is make this council work together, pull us all together to do things that make sense for us, then the history won't be very kind to me. So my job is to be the best mayor Dallas has ever had, and I'll let history take care of itself.
Okay, very quickly, you would take the oath of office, what, first week in June?
Yes, the first week in June.
Okay, congratulations. That is Ron Kirk. I think probably he might want to listen to what Darrell Jordan has to say. Doug Fox is with him. Doug?
Well, Dave, Darrell Jordan is with me here. Darrell, you've heard what Dave and Mr. Kirk said here this evening. Are you ready to concede this race?
No, I'm not ready to concede. I agree with what Ron said, that we ought to wait for a few more precincts to be reported in. But if the trend that has been established so far continues and Ron is elected, I want him to know that I congratulate him. I'm prepared to work with him, and I want the city to know that all of the candidates will support Ron in that regard. And we need to do what we've all talked about, and that is to get Dallas working again.
Realistically here, you'd have to almost double the number of votes that you've got in order to keep him from winning this thing outright. Do you really think that that's a strong possibility?
Well, I think it's a possibility. I don't really know where the votes that have been counted so far have come from. And we're waiting to find that out. And we're listening to the reports that we get from Election Central. And we'll know pretty soon.
Anything that you have to say specifically here to Ron Kirk tonight? I would imagine he's listening on the other end here.
Ron, looks pretty good for you so far.
I don't know if Ron heard that or not, but at any rate, Darrell, we were talking earlier here, and this is your first outing in a political race. Do you plan to take another run at this? If things hold up, do you plan to do this again?
No, I don't think so.
Why not? I mean,
well, I've said all along, I'm not a politician, and I really don't aspire to be a politician. I was doing this because I love the city of Dallas, and
I understand that now that Ron Kirk is back, again, how long might you want to hold out here before you might want to throw it into Mr. Kirk? If that's
well, we'll wait for the next returns to be reported.
For the next returns, okay. Mr. Kirk.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, Doug. How are you?
Fine. You're looking good so far, aren't you?
Well, thank you. You're very kind, and you're very gracious, and I appreciate your remarks. You've shown the same dignity and class throughout this campaign, and I appreciate your offer of help, because, as I said all along, it's going to take all of us who care and love about this city working together to make it what we'd all like to see it become.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to see, Mr. Kirk, here for Mr. Jordan, if this trend holds up in terms of bringing the city together?
Is Is that for me or is that for Darrell?
that's for you, Mr. Kirk.
Well, I've articulated a message all along that said it was time for us to stop beating up on each other, and I'm ready to go to work. And I think people like Darrell and Domingo and all the other candidates, but people all over this city are really more concerned about the future of Dallas. And that's what our focus ought to be, is how we make Dallas safe, how we make it attractive again for business and families to come back to the city so that we get about the business of building a world-class city. And I'm delighted they've chosen me to be a part of that process.
Do you have any trouble, Mr. Jordan, in going along with in helping Ron out?
Those are the things that I've talked about during the campaign that we all need to do, the city needs to do. It needs to be a city, once again, that works. The can-do spirit needs to be restored, and I agree with what Ron has said.
But you're not throwing the towel yet?
No, we're not throwing in the towel yet. Sorry, Ron.
If they end it near, we can see it from here.
Okay, that's Ron Kirk reacting to what Darrell Jordan has had to say. Not throwing in the towel yet, but however, it looks as if Ron Kirk will be the first black mayor in the city of Dallas. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, we want to make one thing clear. You'll see 48% of the precincts, but again, that is well over half, maybe 70% of the vote or better tonight.
Yeah, because they were predicting about 100,000 before the weather turned bad.
That's right, and then a number of those votes, of course, were the folks who voted early. About maybe as many as 30% of the votes came in on what would be labeled as just 1% of the vote. We understand that Rene San Miguel is standing by now with Domingo Garcia. Rene?
Yes, I'm here with Mayor Pro Tem Domingo Garcia, and you got to listen to, we're here at the Barney Oldfield at the Radisson on Mockingbird. You hear some of the supporters who are gathering here, hoping to see at least a runoff in the making between Ron Kirk and Domingo Garcia. You had heard some of the things. Are you able to hear me okay? You had heard some of the things that Ron Kirk and Darrell Jordan were saying. Darrell Jordan saying that he's not conceding just yet, though. He wants to see a few more numbers. What about you?
No, I want to congratulate the mayor-elect Kirk. I look forward to working with him in the new administration. And I think he ran a good campaign. And I want to thank thousands of supporters who supported my campaign and I miss it.
Okay, the idea that we had talked earlier about the turnout and about some of the things that you were hoping some of the numbers you were hoping to see in West Dallas and Oak Cliff. The early voting returns had not gone the way that you wanted. You still feel like that was one of the keys in the campaign? Well,
you know, the bottom line is we were outspent. We had a lot of opposition against us. But we put together a grassroots coalition from Oak Cliff to North Dallas to Pleasant Grove. And we talked about issues that were important to our people, about not raising taxes, making our streets safer, creating the first super city of the 21st century. And I look forward to continue to do that with the title of citizen I'm glad to be Mayor Pro Tem, glad to represent the representatives of District 1. And now as a citizen of Dallas, I look forward to working with the mayor and the new city council.
What about Mr. Kirk? He, as you see, he is on the double screen here. What do you have to say to Mr. Kirk about his victory tonight?
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Kirk, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much, Domingo. I appreciate your kindness and your offer to work with the city, and I want to thank you for your work as Mayor Pro Tem to make Dallas safer on behalf of all the citizens of Dallas. And I know we can count on your support to do the same in the future.
Same here, and you got a tough job ahead of you, and I look forward to working with you to make that job easier.
Well, that's all right. I'm a tough guy, and I'm ready for it.
You haven't been before the 14 council members, but good luck.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
One last quick question. I know that it's still fresh and everything, but any plans that you might have for the future right now? You say that you're looking forward to being a citizen. Can we see you back in the political arena sometime soon?
Well, I never ruled out any options. I think I'm going to be glad to go back to spend some time with my family and friends. And they did a hell of a job working to make Dallas better. And I look forward to working with everybody else to make sure that Dallas goes forward in the next 21st century.
Domingo, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for talking to us. Back to you in the studio. Tracy, Gloria?
All right, thank you very much, Rene San Miguel. With us tonight is political analyst Phil Sieb. What do you think were the key factors in Ron Kirk's success tonight?
Well, for one thing, he kept to the high road. He had a sense of what the voters want in a mayor of Dallas as someone who can be a consensus builder and someone who can represent the city to the rest of the country. And he brought to the race the kind of gravitas that's needed to make voters believe that he was the one to do it. Also, it's no coincidence that the candidate who had the most money ended up with the most votes. He was able to run a campaign, including television advertising and just general organization that really overwhelmed his opponents.
Yeah, $1.2 million spent on the campaign among the three.
That's right. It was good politics as well as good issues for him.
We have some new numbers on the race. Let's take a look at those if we might. Now we'll start getting into some of these other races for you. Go to City Council. Let's take a look at our City Council District 2 race first. Chris Luna and John Loza are tied up now, just a few votes separating these folks with 32% of the precincts reporting. Chris Luna, of course, the incumbent.
We're moving on now to District 5, where Don Hicks is the incumbent. He's got 77% of the vote.
And in District 5 again.
These are the other candidates in this race, but of course Don Hicks looks like he's got the sure victory.
And in District 6, Barbara Mallory, the incumbent there, 57%. Former City Councilwoman Mattie Nash wants that seat back. It does not look as though she'll get it.
And these are the rest of the candidates in District 6. Let's move on to the next District 7 here. Charlotte Mays, the incumbent here, leading with 61% of the vote.
And in District 8 tonight, Al Lipscomb wants his old seat back, 66% of the vote in the District 8 race. Senator Crenshaw, of course, was formerly an Al Lipscomb protege.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he handpicked her, I understand, for that race,
exactly,
and then he decided
right.
He wanted his seat back.
Okay.
It looks like he's going to get it back.
In Fort Worth tonight, all but one incumbent city council member won easy re-elections. It'll take a runoff election to determine a winner in District 5.
Neither incumbent council member McKinley Jackson nor former council member Eugene McCrae received the necessary 50% of the vote to avoid a runoff, and that will be held June 3rd. We'll have more election results in about 30 minutes.